desists from that task and becomes a kind of a commentary of the era in which it is produced. If you were to look at the last few decades, would you say that advertising is a good place to look at if you want to understand changes in India?
Well, first I must tell you that I'm here under false pretenses. I'm really a theatre man who stumbled into advertising because that was the only way to make a living. So my discipline or my thinking comes from the theatre. And in the theatre, we look for insights. You can take a play like Hamlet and say, was Hamlet really in love with Ophelia? But an insight written by a very, very famous psychoanalyst who worked under Freud, who worked under Freud, said that actually, if you study the play carefully, the insight is that Hamlet was actually had a mother fixation. He had an Oedipus complex. He really was in love with his mother, and that's why you. So what happens in my career in advertising, the brands I've been associated with, take for instance Lidl. Gives you a good example. People say, how did Lidl come about? How did you think of this girl in the waterfall? I said, basically what we did was some research, and I would emphasize that a lot of advertising today comes out of research. I think Piyush would agree, Aggie, you would agree? And our research was a simple thing that I said, the housewife, at that time, remember, there were very few career women. We're talking about 1975. And we were looking for a positioning for a soap. And I said the best way to look for that is in the place where soap operates, that is the bathroom. So I asked the researchers, what does the woman, the housewife, the Indian housewife, think about when she closes that bathroom door? Because as we all know, the whole day from morning when she gets up to the time she goes tired to bed, she's doing chores. She's looking after her husband, looking after the children, looking after the shopping, the scrubbing, the cleaning, the in-laws. And I thought the only time she gets to herself, so I asked them to do some research. And I said, let it be kind of research that is depth research, which Rama is very familiar with, and not just the numbers. And I was just astounded when I came across things like, the first thing she does when she closes the bathroom door is a sigh, enormous sigh of relief, which means she's really relieved that she's on her own and nobody is harassing her with questions and duties. And from that, she then, one or two of the, which I took as an example, and this is very important, I took as an example was one of the housewives said, why is this humming all the time? Someone trying to tell me something? Yeah, is yours any good? Yeah, anyway. So, what she's thinking about is, what she's thinking about is not thinking. She goes into humming a song from a popular Hindi film at that time, and at that time Amitabh was the king of cinema and still is in a sense, but he was the young, rugged fighter for freedom. And this woman, what fascinated me, Santosh, she said, I think that Amitabh is going to come on a white horse and carry me away from all this janjat. And several others echoed this thing that they wanted to escape. They wanted to get away from the drudgery of being a housewife. And on that basis, or that thought, if you like, that thought process, I said, why can't we give her a fantasy where the bath becomes an escape mechanism to get away from everyday life? Because the everyday life was horrible. And that's how the girl in the waterfall was born. So it's insights, I think, and I, as I say, come from a theatre world where we have to have insights into characters. You take Lalita Ji. A lot of people have mentioned Lalita Ji was the first, foremost advertising icon that actually spoke as a real housewife. Well, the whole point was that nobody believed that Surf, which was 3 times the price of Nirma, was 3 times as good. And they said, price is important to us and we'll buy Nirma. And so we were looking for an ambassador, a brand ambassador, without paying crores and crores of rupees as we do to movie stars and cricketers today. We were looking, and so we invented this character called Lalita Ji, who spoke very bluntly, And she even treated the male voice-over, who's always asking, Lalita ji, aap surf kharidte hain? Mehenga to nahi padte? And she would say, Bhai Saab, in a very sarcastic voice, Bhai Saab, सस्ती चीज और अच्छी चीज में फर्क होता है. And that's why at the end of it she says, इसीलिए सर्फ की खरीदारी में, and everyone knows the end of that line. And that actually was reality. It was the first time I think advertising went straight to reality. And the fact that quality and value was more important than price. So from those sort of insights about human nature, you get ideas that expand the whole advertising vocabulary.
Yeah. Piyush, you know, I mean, there's an entire, I was in advertising at the time when, you know, we felt your impact and the fact that there was a certain way of seeing advertising and the way of looking at the world. I mean, which I'm not sure if that was a thought through kind of a way of seeing the world, but it certainly came through in the kind of work that you know, came in and kind of changed not just, I think, the kind of advertising, the language, the idioms that were used, you know, what it spoke to, but perhaps even the culture of the industry itself. So if you were to look at and look back and sort of detach yourself from the moment that you were actually doing that, what was, you know, how do you see that today? And what kind of an impact, if you had to kind of dispassionately look at it today, would you see that made?
I think what I wanted to do was to come from the consumer's end. I wanted to do work that relates to people's lives. I don't think I have read more than one advertising book in my life, which was David Ogilvy's book, without which I wouldn't have got a job. After that, I threw them all away. And I concentrated on knowing the people. And when you're trying to relate to people the products, I always believed that the language of the people should be the language of the communication. So as much as I could, now Alec talked about Lalita ji. What happened in 1994 when, now this was not always by design, let me say. It's just that you feel it, somewhere down the line it comes out within you. When the girl danced on the cricket field in the Cadbury's commercial, it created waves because that was the time that the country was liberalizing, women were feeling a little repressed. So I didn't plan it that I'm going to emancipate women. But the message, I didn't want to show a man dancing on the cricket field, I wanted a girl dancing on the cricket field. I didn't even realize that it's going to have a hidden message because of the state of the society. So coming back to the topic, it's not always that you are trying to change society through advertising. But if you are studying your consumers very, very closely, chances are you'll touch their lives in more ways than one from time to time. Looking back, what happened thereafter is more people from smaller cities, other than the metros, started coming in, and I see the process developing. And for me, the most wonderful thing to hear from people who travel abroad and stay abroad for 10, 15 days, they come back and say, you know, their advertising is all shit. I love Indian advertising. Now, that's very different from the cynical attitude in the West about advertising. And that only comes from the fact that people in our industry over the years and are doing it today have been able to touch the lives of people in a meaningful fashion.
You know, Rama, if you were to look at, you know, you've done a new book, and I have not seen it yet, so I don't know what that is about yet. But for instance, when you are examining changes, and you are looking at various texts, and you're looking in various places to see a reflection of these changes, is advertising a place that you look at? And if so, what have you seen? You know, which kind of ties in with your view of how the consumer has changed in India?
Actually, I also want to make a comment about, you know, research and consumers. I think that it's not so much seeing what everybody sees, but it's thinking what no one else thought about that which everybody sees. So if I had to do a Google ad based on the management summary of my own research, I would have said, make your kid get 100% marks because you have Google at your fingertips. But to take it from there to the realm that you took it to is really, I think, where, you know, research just is left behind, and similarly the leap to Lalita ji and from, or the girl under the waterfall, from people saying, Jhanjat khatam ho gaya. I think that's really where research leaves off and this happens. You know, in between, I personally feel that advertising in the 90s, I think, when ad agencies were being bought and sold and, you know, valuation was more important than value or values. At that point in time, I did not look at advertising because I thought that advertising, and I've said it often, had missed out the fact that there is a huge social change, and we didn't actually see, I mean, the only marker we saw was perhaps Dil Mange More during the Kargil time, but we hadn't really seen anything that were markers of the new time, of the new age. We didn't see a whole lot of new brands for a generation that was born after, you know, close to 1991. So actually we didn't see any of that. And I used to, but then I found that the soaps did a much better job of it, honestly, of parts of it than advertising actually did. But this time, when I've been in the process of sort of researching my book, I was looking at women, for example, and I found that there are 3 or 4 things that have happened with women in just the legal framework, you know, whether it is the whether it's the laws as far as sexual harassment, rape are concerned, it's the Domestic Violence Act, it's the inheritance laws, you know, it's the total number of years of schooling. So when you put all those hard facts together, you find that the distance that women have traveled from data is far more than the distance that men have traveled, partly because they came up from behind. And then a lot of the advertising started making sense to me, and I've written about it, you know, where even the, you know, it's the kid that wants to diet, and I mean the father that wants to diet, and he's not allowed to do so, and then even the kid is yelling to mama that, look at him, this is what he's doing. Or I saw another one which was, I think, for a bank, where the wife is telling the husband, ki ye kya hai? Friends, shaadi ho gayi hai, you know, you ought to be more responsible. And suddenly I found that actually the entire discourse had really changed, and that was a reflection. And I sat back, and I think the last, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last few years, 5 years, maybe 4 years, or even earlier, recently, I think advertising has sort of suddenly finished its buying and selling and has come back into itself, and I think it is suddenly, in a sense, really providing a lot more markers of its time than it ever has before. So I think the hibernation period, I sense, is over.
Again, as one of the markers of the time, you know, in recent times certainly has been your work for Airtel, the whole, you know, Har Ek Friend Zaruri Hota Hai, and the whole, and it seemed to sort of catch some spirit, and it kind of played it back in a way that you know, so many people could relate to. Again, to take, you know, something that Piyush said, how much of that is just sort of blind accident, and how much of that is it actually, I mean, is that the impact that you were looking for, and is there therefore a way in which one can aim to make, you know, have a sort of an impact which is societal rather than just for the brand? In that particular instance, for instance, you know, was that the intention at all?
It was partly an accident, but I think mostly if you're talking about reflection of society, advertising can be the title of the story, or it can be the moral of the story. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes you can lead the way. You can show, like a lot of the work that Piyush did suddenly started becoming work that we ourselves liked, as well as people, and till then there used to be this oft tossed around phrase, which is, we don't like it, but people will like it. But I think what he brought into the industry at that time is, if we don't like it, people won't like it. But in the case of Airtel Har Friend Zaruri Hai, it was more a moral of the story than a title of the story, because it captured in a phrase or a thought what was already happening. It didn't make people have more friends. It did not make people feel that all friends were important. This was happening already. It just gave it a title and gave people a nomenclature to tag this behavior by. And till you put that, now you may call it an insight, or you may call it you know, a line, but people then realize that this is what we should call it, but nobody could disagree with it. And many times there are other forms of tagging, like Change the Game in Pepsi, where people said, oh yeah, there are so many changes and so many new shots happening in cricket, which was not happening in any other sport. But in cricket in the last 10 years, everything was new. And those new things were, the new heroes of the game. So you have to borrow, I think, to a certain extent from society. Very often you can say, I think this is where people are going, and if I put it out there, they'll now all definitely go there. Or you can say, this is where people have gone, they've not realized it. Let me give them a package to call it, or a name to call it by. And whether it's Jo Mera Hai Wo Tera Hai or Airtel Our Friends Zaruri Hai, that's what it is. For example, I think in this context, Google is not the moral of the story, it's the title of a story, because it opens your eyes to things that you may have thought but you didn't want to think, and now it's put it out there in the open.
Alec, how much should advertising be aware of its role in popular culture? One part of what has often been argued about advertising is that it needs to be aware of its responsibilities towards society. That's a separate, we will kind of, look at that separately. But increasingly this sense that, it's a part of popular culture, it's entertainment, it shapes, and you look at film titles that have come from, taglines of advertising. So it is part of a, consciousness of a larger kind. Should advertising try and sort of, play to that role, or should it essentially focus on what it is meant to do, and if that happens, so be it?
I think it's a combination, Santosh. As advertisers, we want to obviously put the brand before the consumer. And to paraphrase Shakespeare, all